Let's next talk to Elijah J. Magnier, the veteran war correspondent and political risk analyst. Elijah, welcome back. First, your reaction to this two-week ceasefire.
Thank you for having me. I think it's still too early, as Israel is indeed violating the ceasefire and sabotaging it by bombing Lebanon when Pakistan said that the ceasefire includes Iran, Lebanon, and all the other front in the Middle East. Therefore, the beginning may be not very robust. However, if Donald Trump is not interfering, Iran will retaliate against Israel, because this is what the Iranians has promised to do in case of any violation of the ceasefire.
In real terms, what's changed since before this conflict and today? What's been achieved beyond the decapitation of some of the Iranian leadership?
A lot has been achieved. First, it shows that the U.S. as a superpower failed to destroy and control Iran. It has also been known that the Americans and the Israelis failed to call upon their European and NATO allies, that Iran, despite being a nation under 47 years of sanctions, managed to hold this ground and defend itself, and this is all what Iran needed to achieve. And what happened also is that we know now that even with a very great military power, it is not easy to achieve regime change or to overthrow a government like Iran when people are standing behind the ruling system. What we also see how Iran was also managing to control the Strait of Hormuz and use it, and will use it in the future, to impose fees for the reconstruction, while the American most powerful Navy failed to do so, including the American armies, and Donald Trump will acknowledge the control of Iran over the Strait of Hormuz. So the list is really very, very long about the failure of the U.S. and the Israeli to achieve their initial objective, to change the regime, because destruction doesn't mean the fulfillment of the military objectives.
President Trump says the United States will now work closely with Iran. What might that look like?
Well, it looks like the United States is going to return to the negotiation table, where all the points that Iran requested and the Americans now accept could have been achieved without a war. Now, the American understood that actually it is not the best way to deal with Iran using the coercion or the military power, but it's better to sit around the table, particularly when the UK, having a representative at the negotiation in Oman just few days prior to the war, said that Iran has indeed gave a lot of concessions that were not expected, and then the deal can be reached. The same deal will be reached today. Iran will be satisfied, but with another advantage. The Americans will lift sanctions on Iran, otherwise the 2 weeks will be just a test, and both sides will be rearmed and start another round of violence.
Elijah, good to talk to you, and thank you for your time. Elijah J. Magnier, the veteran war correspondent and political risk analyst.